Hi guys, this is editorial analysis for 30th November 2016. Let's go to the first one. This is from the Hindu newspaper. It says that an amendment has been made to the income tax law. It has been passed by the Lok Sabha. It offers one last amnesty to black money holders, and they can go declare their income and they'll be taxed at 50%, and this will be done till 30th of December. Earlier in the income declaration scheme, which we have discussed in our previous videos, uh, they had to pay a 45% tax rate on black money during while the scheme was on the IDS. Now it will be 50%, and this will be valid till 30th December. They can pay half of this money as tax, and a quarter into uh, and a quarter has to go into the Garib Kalyan Yojana. After 30th December, they'll be charged at 85% rate. So why was this being done? This was criticized as the diluting of the demonetization scheme and the war on black money, but this was necessary to do right now, because what had happened was that people who were holding black money, they were hiring people to exchange currency on their behalf. They were tapping cash in hand entries of firms to launder illicit cash. They were pumping funds into the bank accounts of the poor. They were purchasing goods in bulk where old notes are still allowed. And they were tipping off the taxmen to conduct search and seizure operations into their premises. So these were the things that was being done by the black money holders, and it was important to bring into this amendment. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the second editorial. This is also from the Hindu newspaper. It talks about how to secure our digital transfer of money, how to secure it from the hackers. The author has given 3 points here. The first one is that the companies offering digital payment services should increase awareness amongst their customers and educate them. They must employ behavior analytics and pattern analytics to predict suspicious behavior. They must look out for fake applications or websites that are being made in their name. They must monitor discussion boards, social media platforms, and forums that discuss hacking and fraud tactics. The second point is that the government should ensure that policies checking these malpractices are adequate. The third point is that the customers should educate themselves. They should first check the authenticity of the websites, for example by googling the uh, correct spelling of the website's address name, so that they first have to be sure. And they should first read reviews. They should change their passwords frequently. And here, in reading reviews, the author has also included that higher downloads of a particular app means that it is more legitimate. Also, the customers should update their browser regularly. So that is on the security of digital payments. Guys, there's one more important editorial from the Hindu. It's on something, on some progress in Nepal's politics. And here I am making my disclaimer, just being honest. Like, Nepal's politics is beyond my comprehension. I hardly ever understand any editorials on it, even though I understand that they being a very close neighbor to us, they are very important for our foreign policy. So if you understand, please comment below and let me also know. But I think I'm just going to wait for a more comprehensive editorial on it, so then I'll cover it. This editorial was though important, but it was very small. It's one of those 2 paragraph editorials from the Hindu, so I'm sorry I wouldn't be able to do that, even though I think it's important. Let's move on to the next editorial. This is from the business line. There was a major train accident recently. So this editorial talks about that. It points out some more problems um, that our railways suffer from. Some problems we have done earlier in the earlier editorials, We have done some recommendations, so this just adds on to that. So the author here, he writes that the DP Tripathi report on railways of 2013, DP Tripathi, he pointed out some problems. uh, for example, long hours of work for train drivers, which is very tiring. uh, the train drivers' cubicles are very cramped. They are made to run on double shifts. There are no toilets in their engines. So it is very stressing for the drivers. And the Bibek Debroy committee, that committee had also pointed out that 20% of the drivers' posts remain vacant in Indian Railways. So Indian Railways drivers, they are working under a lot of stress, and that could also be a reason why these accidents are happening. So we have to address this as soon as possible. Let's move on to the next editorial. This is from Indian Express. We'll discuss this editorial in 8 points. This is about the drugs that are in circulation, drugs and medicines that are in circulation in our markets. The first point is that 27 commonly used medicines have failed uh, the quality tests in our country. These are commonly used antibiotics, painkillers, cough syrup, antipsychotics, anti-inflammatory drugs. Second point is that the accusations being made against them are false labeling and inadequate quantity of drugs contained in them. The third point is that inferior medicines make 5% of the medicines in circulation in India. There is absence of adequate regulation. I'm sorry, that is the fourth point, that there is an absence of adequate regulation and shortage of drug inspectors and lab facilities. The fifth point is drug regulatory offices have not been completely digitized. The sixth point is that there is lax in inspection. Uh, the punishments are ineffective, like short-term suspension of manufacturer's license. The seventh point is that substandard drugs, they prolong illness, they cause antibiotic resistance or sometimes even death. Eighth and the last point is that our generic medicine industry has been criticized for compromising on quality. United States banned at least drugs from at least 35 Indian plants. Last year, European Union banned 700 Indian drugs on the grounds of quality. So these are some problems that we are suffering from in our health sector. So that's it in editorials today for 30th November 2016. Thank you.